SC2 again before? And I'm like, oh, he killed people very quickly. We got to see nothing. Like, he was not challenged.
Indeed. Well, let's see if this fine gentleman from Team GP in the bottom right of Blackburn can challenge him. This is Rex.
And his opponent in the bottom left-hand side, the Beast. Representing Alpha X, he is the king of the region now. He has dethroned Haas. It is nice.
Lord of the Andals and the First Men. Putting the Alpha in Alpha X. Oh my. God.
Oh my. Look at that yawn from Rex.
Yeah. He's like,
damn,
oh,
that's his battle cry.
Yeah, I think he's actually screaming right now. I think it's just because he hasn't got a microphone on. That was his wah! Like a Warhammer 40k orc, man. Screaming.
Straight for the gold base. Damn. And I don't think Nice is scouted, right? Like, he's just chilling with a quick Nexus, so he's not going to know about it. He'll scout after Cybercore and find out about this. So obviously, an early Adept can deny mining for a little bit, but he will be able to get a pretty quick link speed out. Now, I have seen people do things like just get a quick Prism, 2 Adepts, and just keep dropping them over there trying to deny it, but Lings can defend from behind that mineral line quite well, and mineral lines, gold ones especially, give you a big boost. Now, the only difficulty you have is that sometimes you're so focused on defending it from harassment, you can just kind of fall behind if the Protoss handles it calmly enough, and already he's like, oh my, okay. So I think Rex will try to turn this into an all-in on the third base. That's usually what you do with a gold base. It gives you such a big mineral boost. Queen walks, big Ravagerling pushes, that sort of stuff is so powerful. But you can also get up a quick 4th hatchery. It gives you such a big mineral boost that it can jump your production forwards as a Zerg player very early on.
Yeah, it's like 1.5 worth of mineral mining as far as the base is concerned, right? Once you saturate it. So Rex went over there with enough drones to fully saturate it because it's less mineral patches. But the gold minerals, just that much extra income from those mineral patches. You don't need...
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need as many. Is it 7 minerals rather than 5 per patch, I believe, Maynard? So what is that? 40%. So it works out slightly higher than a fully saturated base, but it's obviously earlier when you don't have as many drones. So it's this early point where it really kicks up. Already 14 Zerglings. He might just speedling flood. Oh my god, I mean, that's a lot of Zerglings, Maynard. If he keeps building them... That's kind of wild.
I mean, this is like I've seen. I mean, was a very common build in CVP for a while back for the more aggressive Zergs.
He's not watching.
Oh my god!
Oh no, he misses the surround. He actually could have got it, and now that kind of gives away what he's doing. So yeah, instant reaction. When Nice sees Lings rallying out that aren't even being looked at, he's like, oh, I know what's happening. Full wall off, Adept Shades behind it, shield batteries up. Rex has to go back to droning. He's down 10 workers here, but he will be able to keep him pinned back, right, with those Zerglings. So he's got a 3rd hatch behind this. Rex can macro off the back of this. The power of the gold base is real.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could see that Rex wanted to go for that like 20 drone Ling flood on 3 hatcheries, but yeah, you got to start droning here after the Adepts had kind of realized that the jig is up. Your opponent's made a wall in. The plus side for you here as a Zerg is that your Protoss opponent is going to be able to spiral out of control on their side of the map, but you do have to change gears, get a new plan going. I'm sure there's a plan B here for Rex. We'll just have to find out what it is as he gets closer to tier 2.
Ooh, Oracle looking for a drone kill and does pop out, and actually a little slow to turn into a Spore, but the Oracle going for the egg. Overlord does pop out in time, cancels that one there as well. So Oracle, a tiny bit of damage, nothing too major, and still at 39 probes is nice. Rex will equalize that in a moment. I believe the Void Ray has just broken the pylon down in the wall, so Nice is going to free himself up and try to secure that 3rd.
Yeah, so many Lings though. Kind of feels like you need the Oracle with your Adepts to secure that 3rd with this many Lings out.
I think if you can get them in the wedged in between the minerals, it's okay. As long as they don't get fully surrounded. Yeah.
Oh, double Oracle going to burn down a Queen here. Nice pick off there for Nice. And we got to find new words as well. Just realizing who we're casting here.
Yeah, it's beautiful, splendid opening harassment from the blue Protoss player. And things are looking good for him. It is very pleasant and some vibrant Protoss play, Maynard.
Yeah. Oh man, triple Oracle. That is quite spooky. That's a lot of DPS.
A lot of queens, though, and the creep is finally connecting from the natural over to the third. And that fast fourth hatch I was talking about is on the way. That's very important. Rex really showing he knows how to follow up that gold base, because if you don't get that quick fourth base, you can float a lot. He's actually going to go lots of Ling Bane, and Oracle going down, a bit of a bummer, but he has got a bit of damage. Now, Nice has not shown what his next step is yet. For this is just unupgraded Adepts. They can get surrounded by Zerglings. Should be a pretty good cleanup by Rex, who's trying to play Mass Ling Bane. I think he might just play Hydra Bane here, an old school style. And with how late the Twilight and Forge is, I don't really see Nice having any follow-up timing attack. I actually think Rex does get a free pass up into that composition.
Hydra Ling Bane is still so powerful against those gateway-centric armies with Stargate support. It really has that utility. Definitely fallen out of favor to Ravager Ling Bane lately. And by lately, I mean like the last year. Well, Oracle's finding an angle outside of the Spore, and Queen Range getting a few more drones. Well done by Nice.
2 Adepts ready to strike on that gold base when there's enough distractions happening. Uh-oh, that Oracle does take a bit of a beating. Obviously, I think he's setting up for Stasis Trap harass at this point. It looks like Nice is saying, look, I've got a lot of macro to do. I'm going to be microing my ground army in the near future. So let's just try and set up those Oracles for Stasis Traps whenever my opponent's distracted. Keep queuing those in the back of the bases, keep him busy. And it's very equal workers, so it's okay for Nice so far. But a Roach Warren actually does go down, so it looks like Rex is going to go for a Ravager Bane. Interesting.
All right, yeah. So not going to drop the Hydra Den in the end. Going to go for the Roaches with the Roach Speed, the Glial Reconstitution there. Oracle's finding another angle. Oracle's going to go down, though. 6 drones. I think the bulk of the damage was maybe done by the Adepts at the gold, so that Oracle flyby not too effective. And yeah. Rex, our resident Roach boy, holding that R button, getting +1 range for him as well.
Part of me does wonder what would have happened if we saw the Hydra play. As it is, 3 bases filled with workers, 65 drones. The Oracle getting good scouting, seeing no more drones on that base and no more gases. Nice realizes what he's up against. He says, okay, I've already got all my 3 base tech, my gateways, I'm building a mortal charge lot. Actually, no immortals just yet, and that is potentially problematic. He's got cannons and batteries coming down, but I don't think he should be attacking into Rex, because Rex is actually the one with, a really good economic boost off that gold base. He's building a gigantic Roach army. Honestly, Charge Archon timing, I think, would be very ill-advised from Nice here.
Yeah, he's going to be going up against a wall of Zerg units and Banelings too. Nice. I think that was the right call there. Break the army back, get the Oracle in for a Revelation. Just take it easy.
Yeah.
No rush here. Doesn't need to rush.
Wait, no Bane speed. Interesting. No Bane speed. Oh, he's pooping on the gold. He does not know about that top base. Revelation sees those Zerglings incoming. So Nice, of course, has taken the top left. He wants a base that's very hard to attack. Void Ray is there. Cannon and Battery trying to get on up. And those Zerglings will be able to tear down a little bit of the Static D, maybe a probe or 2. And the Void Ray actually AFKing a little bit there. So Nice, taking a bit more damage than he needed to. Rex seeing what's up. Rex has gone now to 78 workers, but he's in danger of letting this game get too deep. Right now, there's a big supply advantage. I think a good army advantage for Rex. He's got melee. He's got a lot of Roach Ravager, some Zerglings as well. I think he could go trade with Nice. It's just a little scary because of the architecture of this map. He doesn't want to attack in that one narrow choke point between the natural and the third. So he's going up to the next step, but you're sitting on Mass Roach. You've got to use your Mass Roach, otherwise it does expire. It just doesn't work so well later in the game, whereas Nice Zealots, Archons, Stalkers, Immortals, and soon Disruptors, they're all going to scale much better into the late game.
You're quite right. I mean, it's cool to see Rex going up in a hive here. Honestly, he's been so mid-game focused and so tier 2 focused for so long that I'm actually pretty keen to see how good he is at the late game. Nice, though, a very scary player to go up into the later stages. There's a bit of a rule of thumb for StarCraft is normally the better player wins in the late game, but there are some specialists out there.
Oh, when was the last time we saw a Broodlord switch in this matchup, right, Maynard? I doubt Nice has been playing against it a lot. It's pretty rare these days, so I think this is a really kind of still good. It never became bad, the Broodlord switch. People just don't do it as much. Whoa. Oh, God, that's a big Zealot warp in, my lord.
Yeah, and that's a ballsy one too, right in the main base of Zerg. That's enough Zealots to take quite a few Lings out on the way back, but they will get cleaned up. 4 Zealots being zapped up into the Warp Prism and sent back to safety. Main base getting attacked in the drone line. The Zealots getting 7 drone kills, not bloody bad. This Rex gets knocked down to around about the same worker count as Nice here, around 75, 76.
Yeah, there's 2 spores in the very bottom corner of the base, but not up in that little midsection of the main, which is actually I'd say almost always on this map the better drop area, so very well done by Nice finding that angle. Greatest Spire is on the way, +2 melee, Adrenal Glands, and Baneling Speed. Now, have we got, I guess Blinkstalkers are not terrible, but I don't think there's Psystorm. So yeah, without Psystorm, I mean, Archons can kind of clear Broodlings, but they can't really get underneath the Broodlords. So it's still going to be a bit tricky for Nice to deal with those Broodlords when they come out. A big attack in the top. Ravager Bane in the middle, though. That's a lot of Archons. You got to respect that.
Yeah, the Ravager Bane will not win that fight in the middle of the map, so they pull back to the creep, but top left is continuing to push forward here for Rex. A recall from Nice. The Archons are coming home. Oh,
one
excuse
Archon
me,
gets
one
recalled.
Archon.
Only one. He pulls that in there, but he's still getting overwhelmed. Oh, he's going to pull the trigger. The Greatest Spire, Maynard! Oh, no, it's exposed. The Zealots are going for it. Dude, he needs these Broodlords. That's what his whole build order was heading towards, but the Greatest Spire dies at 90%.
That is brutal for Rex. Absolutely brutal. You're completely correct, Pig. He needed those broods, not just for the plan to win the game, but to survive this attack. Oh, my God. The Zerganity.
Wow. Oh, he even traps the Lings on the low ground. Dude. Oh, 5 Archons can kill about 1 billion Zerglings. They just don't care about that. It's so many Archons. So this is the problem with Ravager Bane I was talking about earlier, is it expires. When there is a certain amount of Archons on the screen, Ling Bane is just worthless. And the Roaches, the Immortals, the Sentries there, they're not that great either. They're too short range. They've got to get up close and personal with Archons. And that's a death sentence. You just can't do it.
I remember a conversation with Protosses a while back where they were like, you got to get Storm to deal with the Banelings. And then some Protosses were like, do you though? What if all your High Templar were Archons instead?
Exactly. You know, I know it was, oh man, that's just, yeah, it's so powerful. I mean, Rex is actually doing a really good job of angling in from two sides. Remember, he did kill the 4th, so if he could kill these Archons, but these Archons are just, man, they are made out of endless shields right now. They are not going down, and Rex microing his heart out, but as you said, I mean, a lot of the time people were struggling with mass Baneling, but this wasn't even a mass Baneling army. This was like, you know, it was like, hey, I'm counterattacking you, you can't push in, right? And he's like, I'm tired, you know, because the way, the Ravagers are very good against Archons when they can kite them. Shoot, pull back, shoot, pull back. When he does this, it's really good. But the moment the Archons kind of close the distance and fight, the Ravagers just, they crumple, they fall apart, they die. So the Zealot Warp in the main totally set Nice up. He was able to get right up in the guts of Rex and do so much damage here. Really well played from Nice.
Yeah, he's going to close this one out here. Rex is trying to hold on. He is still making roaches and just trying to push back the army of Nice. But it's one of those things where you're like, you know, what's the next plan? Like, let's imagine a world where Nice gets cleaned up here. What is the follow-up for Rex? He only has a Roach Warren. He's lost his Spire. He's lost his greatest Spire has been completely killed. He's got a Baneling Nest, but he's up against a guy who's still making Archons and still has Archons alive here. And also making Stalkers, which are also pretty good against Banelings.
Yeah, good scrambling effort here from Rex, but Nice has just got a bit too much weight on him at this point. It's just unable to throw this Protoss army off his back, and there we go. The last Roach Ravager does go down. Rex there once again with a great build order, a pretty decent start, but unable to convert.
Yeah. It was this, obviously the critical moment was the Greatest Spire being picked off, but I think an even more important moment was seconds before that when Nice set up a triple-pronged action, like where he had 3 different plans in motion, and I think every single one of them worked. There's like 3 major action points on that map, and they were all going Nice's way.
Absolutely. That's always rough to see the gold base. So I'm like, oh, come on, show us what you're going to do with it. And he got in an okay position, but he just wasn't quite able to finish that one off early on. The Oracles did a pretty good job. That being said, hats off to Rex. There was multiple times these Oracles came in and he would pull the drones away preemptively. And like, you know, normally when you'd lose a drone, lose 2 drones, save them almost every single time. So I really was impressed with all those little details in Rex play. Ling run-bys were great as well. I mean, look at the supply lead at this stage in the game. It looked a little promising, but if you can't find a way to get that mid-game push going or get some Baneling drops or something like that, Nice picks a fight really well.
Yeah, and there was that angle in the main, right, where the Prism came not once but twice, where there's no spores, just straight through that higher ground area between the natural ramp and the main base ledge on the far left. And yeah, Greatest Spire going down, that's just absolutely massive. That's basically lights out there, and then the rest of it was Rex's death animation.
Yep. Trying to hang on, and doing a really cool job of it, but when they're between your rally points, you're trying to micro roach Ravager from two separate sides, and it's pretty much inevitable at that stage. Yeah, it's just hard to ever finish off any of those Protoss units. You're damaging them, but then the shields are regenerating and they're coming back stronger once again. But I like that he got away with the gold base. I do feel it set him up in a pretty good position. And I kind of wish we saw Hydras, Maynard, even if it was Hydras into Broodlords, because those Hydras very good at taking Archons down from afar, a little bit more able to stand their ground than the Ravagers.
Yeah, especially when you get Groove Spines and you're fighting on creep, Hydras really have a ton of utility. Also, the fact that they turn into the Lurker, which is like the S tier unit. Unless it's like, I just feel like it's not, if not one of the greatest units in the game, definitely one of Zerg's greatest units. It's so strong and just follows on well from the Hydra, obviously. But we're going to take a short break. When we return, though, let's see if Rex can tie it up in this series against Nice. Don't go away. We'll see you then. Oh, g'day, StarCraft fans. I'm Maynard, with me is Pig, and we are getting amongst it here with our PvZ for the evening. It is Nice versus Rex. Nice currently a 1-0 up on the Zerg. But Rex having a bit of a tough time when it got mid to late game there, Pig, on Blackburn. A bit of a tough map for him there.
Yeah, that was one of those games. He was great run by in the top. Says, okay, I'll keep you busy with the Ling Roach. We're going to make these Brood Lords. And I've been in a similar, much lower level kind of mirror of that so many times. And I'm like, that's so frustrating because he set up so well. And then it's just, man, Warp Prism's in your main, Greater Spy is falling, Archons are up in your rally point, your Ravagers have got no room to micro. And suddenly, you know, what felt like a great setup for Rex falls apart. Nice experience. Finds the kill moment at a point where even I thought Rex was completely safe. I really was thinking about how does Nice defend the Broodlords, not, oh, Nice is just going to go kill him right now.
I thought it was actually going to be a much longer game. I'm with you there. Let's forget game 1. It's in the history books. Game 2 is in the now. In the bottom right of Romanticide, represented by Team GP. This is Rex.
Tyrannosaurus Rex. His opponent has been unstoppable in this region in the last year, though. He really has just evolved his entire skill set to be on an entirely different tier. Representing Alpha Rex, he's nice.
It's nice.
And does go for the block, does nice. I'm going to do that.
Do you think there's ever going to be a point in StarCraft where the 12th probe doesn't come across the map in a PvZ to block the natural hatchery?
You know, it's kind of cool because there's a few players who don't do this. Like Australia doesn't do it, and like one other Protoss player occasionally. There's 2 guys, man. Come on.
Man. I was using that segue to have a drinks break, Pig. You can't make me laugh while I'm drinking. Come on, man.
It is funny though, you know, just force them to take the third. I find it one of the more frustrating things to deal with personally as well, and seen a lot of different things come off the back of that. Some players like to always convert into Stargate after that. I mean, this is such a common Stargate map, but you never know what Nice will bring out. Great with the glaives, got a good depth and range as a player, and for Rex, it's feels like he's so close in a lot of these matches and these maps, but just not quite able to close things out. I think I would really like to see Rex mix in a real kind of dirty all-in at some point, whether it be like, you know, Ling Queen Nidus against Stargate, something like that. Just, you know, a kind of rogue style build, something that looks for an easy win, but more importantly, it makes your opponent go, oh, this guy's going to do some wild stuff, and I've got to watch out for that.
All right, Cybercore goes down here for Nice. Doesn't immediately start Warp Gate, so it looks like a Stargate in the main.
Yeah, not even faking it out. Doesn't even care to. It's like, I don't care about hiding this. I'm confident. Probably going to go straight for an Oracle, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's the most safest, well-rounded thing. I mean, it could be a Void Ray. Obviously, always a high chance that the Void Ray is the first unit out of a Stargate for Protoss these days.
And we've got the third Queen starting up now for Rex. Third hatch, well-timed so far. Completely pulling off gas, so Rex doing that modern hyper-mineral-focused follow-up where it's just completely off gas, lots of Queens. Gives you a lot of minerals, getting straight up to 35, 40 workers, and to deflect whatever comes in next. Ooh, good drone pull. Adept does shade on past, though. Going to come in from the other side. Got to watch out for the comeback.
I'm back. Miss me?
Uh-oh.
Oh, she might get 2 drones here.
Oh.
Ooh, good Ling blocking. Good Ling blocking.
Finding time in a drone kill, though. Good start for an Adept to survive. And it is indeed a Void Ray already coming in here.
Yeah. Void Ray on the way here. Was that the first Stargate unit, or was there an Oracle yet so far?
No, that
back.
is the first one. Straight into the Void Ray. It's just going to be securing the very quick third base, but does get pushed back, and that Adept, the Zerglings now controlling the map. And Nice, looking like maybe a traditional build order here in terms of like that Zest style from a few months back. You haven't seen it as much lately, but if there's a map to just go 2-star Void, this is definitely it.
Yeah, certainly. Oh, the Ling's kind of upsetting the momentum on the outside of the natural here for the Protoss. Going to get a probe over here that was meant to take the third, picks off a pylon as well. Forces the Oracle to activate the Pulsar Beam defensively.
Does save it though. For a pylon, I think you're happy to do that because now the Void Ray goes across the map. Another Void Ray does start up behind that. Do we see the third and fourth gas on the natural for Nice? I think we'll see that in a moment. There we go. Yeah, this is looking just textbook double Stargate Void Ray build. So very cool to see. Nice teching up real hard here and just wanting to play that big, heavy air style. Such a good map for it. The dead space on all sides. These oracles, these void rays have so many angles. Gets another overlord. That's two overlords and a pack of zerglings already going down. That's pretty good for Nice.
It is. Rex has got a queue of overlords and a roach warren coming up back at home. Obviously can't produce anything at the moment until those OVs are done. A stasis ward there, relatively well handled by Rex. Not the biggest of deals. And Nice is starting to get some control on the other side of the map. This third Nexus. The warp in of the Adept. Yeah, can't really do a whole lot about that Nexus here, is Rex.
But Rex at least does see the front of the base. Still on 47 workers, so tied with Nice. The important thing is to not fall behind the Protoss, and that's kind of funny because I'm sure there's, Wings of Liberty Zergs out there going, what? You're meant to be up a full base of workers. Well, Zerg have a lot of cool tools now. They break force fields with Ravagers, they have Lurkers, their Mutas move faster and regenerate, but you definitely, against this build order from Nice, if you can get a bit of a lead in the workers, you're feeling pretty okay, and Rex is starting to do that.
I'm picking off the Extractor there, and sometimes it's a hilarious target to see the Extractor target fired down by a Void Ray, but it actually, makes a difference here. It's cutting into the gas income, the Zerg, Zerg wanted all 6 gases to mine from here.
Interesting fact, Maynard, the Extractor actually has some of the slowest movement speed stats in the entire game. So one of the few units that can't run away from the Void Ray. It's always... Oh, no!
You're kidding. It's because Rex got it off center, right? Is that hatchery not?
It wasn't actually... the stasis trap wasn't actually blocking the hatchery. So the drone got in range to set it off. At the moment, it turned into the hatchery anyway. Yeah. So that's kind of hilarious. Or if it was blocking it, it was only blocking the edge space.
I also might just be tired with my old eyes, but I think the hatchery for me looks like off on the, as we look at it, it looks like not in the right spot, but on the minimap it looks correct, so I'm probably just freaking out.
No, it kind of does. I mean, dude, I regularly place my own hatchery. No. Not like this! No! Oh, Rex. Immediately, I could see his jaw tightening up, his mouth opens to say a few words, I believe, maybe there. He's definitely not feeling happy about that. This is the most frustrating thing. And he's going Spire! I mean, I don't mind a round of Mutas by surprise to catch him off, but having lost your third and that gas mining, it's just not going to have the same impact that it would have. I just don't want to see Corruptors. If we see Corruptors here, then I'm just going to basically just take off my headset and walk away, Maynard, because I've seen a lot of people... Top Koreans try and use Corruptors to kill Void Rays. It not work. It never work.
No. So what happens is the guy with the multiple Stargates keeps hitting the Void Ray button, and then the Corruptors don't tend to do too well, especially when you start to get gateways underneath the Void Rays. We saw But Always yesterday try to go pure Void Ray carrier with nothing on the ground at all against a Zerg, but it didn't really work out for him. It was Rex, actually, that knocked him around, but... Nice is dotting his I's and crossing his T's here. He's ready to support the Void Rays, so going Corruptors is just a mistake. We are seeing those Mutas coming out. It's just a handful, but they can run circles around the Void Rays. They can harass, and the Void Rays don't trade as well against them. But you see Nice identifying where he's at here, making 3 Phoenixes from their Stargates.
Oh, this is going to be really bad for Rex. I honestly think when the Spire was scouted, he should have just done nothing with it. I think when it's scouted against a 2-star player like this, you cannot commit to it. Nice is too good. I mean, kill 5 probes and then get the heck out of dodge is the best thing Rex can do here, but he's probably going to lose every single Muta because those Void Rays and Phoenix are going to be on him in just a moment.
Well, he really wants those probe kills, and he does get some. The Void Ray's trying to secure the retreat of those Mutas, but the Phoenixes, oh my god, and they got the Revelation as well, these things. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. So the Phoenixes outpace them.
Oh man, that's not enough damage there for Rex. He's trying to go into Corruptors now. Oh no, he's going to try and play Roach Corruptor.
No.
Oh, but already back to triple Void Rays. This is terrible. Rex is making a unit that is already hard countered here by Nice. I mean, he's going to need some of the sickest Viper play to make this work. He's going to need great abducts and parasitic bombs.
He did kill 2 Void Rays, which is a good start. Very high Queen count and a very high drone count for Rex. So he's mining a lot right now. It's just that he needs to sort of weather the, figurative storm, because literal storm is not here just yet, and try and take this to the super late game.
Oh, he's going to walk the queens across the map, though. But on 88 workers, I don't think a queen walk makes sense. Trying to deny the 4th is... It's a nice try, but charge is kicking in, right? And I think he's got 8 gateways. So if he just warps in like 1 or 2 rounds of Zealots, they beat these queens on their own. Add the Void Rays, add the Phoenix. don't think you can take this as Rex.
Well, Nice sees the fight, and he's got shield batteries on the way, but I don't know if he needs them. He's got the firepower right here. We've got the Immortal even coming in to help out with those queens, and yeah, that Corruptor Ball is getting eviscerated by these laser beams. Yeah. That was just not a good call from Rex.
3-star is too good against these Spire players. You really cannot make that work. Unless you've got like Vipers and Infestors and it's some sort of super complicated spellcaster style. Rex is going to try and remake Queen Corruptor here, but going to swap into Ultras as well. Yeah, I think slowing it down and go to the later stage is definitely the right call, Maynard. I think you called it. I think maybe drop a Parasitic Bomb, but otherwise Ultras take out the ground and just have an insane Corruptor count, but Void Rays is just so good.
Corruptor's finding an angle where the ground units, like the Archon, can't really support the Void Rays, but still the Void Rays are pretty good at fighting on their own. Corruptor's coming in again, getting another Void Ray pick-off, which is great. You know, nice getting his Void Ray count cut into a little bit. Some rallies also getting caught here by the Corruptors, which is quite nice.
Good micro by Rex,
yeah,
dude. He's finding the best engagements he possibly could. Oh, get out of there! Prismatic Alignment kills about 4 Corruptors in 2 seconds. The Archon zoning very well as well. Once that goes down, if he's got enough Corruptors, he might be able to jump on top. There's only 1 Archon covering from the ground, but he goes in while Prismatic Alignment's still active, misjudges it, gets 1 more Void Ray, but loses a lot of Corruptors for that. So Rex getting a bit antsy, goes in a bit too early. He's got Roachling on the ground, so he should be able to deal with some of this ground, but that is a lot of Zealots.
Certainly is. The Lings are just getting ripped and torn to shreds here by those Zealots with their +1 attack. The Void Rays, the Phoenix has got +1 attack as well, so they're hitting quite hard. Rex has got his Roach army getting bigger and bigger, but unfortunately the Protoss is starting to snowball here. The Zerg is definitely losing steam as we're watching the Roaches try to engage and save this hatchery, but the Void Rays just take them apart every single time they commit.
Yeah, I mean, Void Rays are being built 3 at a time. They don't even have Flux Veins, but they don't need it. The Immortal does deal some damage to those Roaches. The Void Rays here are just an overwhelming force in the skies. Of course, does have that +1 air weapons for a long time now. And this Roach Queen Ball going to try desperately to hang on, but there is not enough units shooting up here.
Yeah, Bile's trying their best, but it is all for naught here, unfortunately, for Rex, who's going to have to tap out of game 2 as well. Nice, just a little bit too strong, and Rex is making a few bad calls, and it's got him into one of these dire straits.
Really well played by Nice. The massive Void Ray plays. Sniping that 3rd hatch is one of the most frustrating moves. Just that little area out front, that 3rd, because it's blocked by that mineral wall, really hard for a Zerg player to maintain vision there. Your creep isn't prioritized there. You don't have Zergling spotters there. The Overlord's not out. And bam, those Void Rays just appear out of nowhere. Queens are slightly out of position because they're focused on that 4th, which looks like it's the exposed one. And you lose that gas mining early. I do think committing to the mutas once it was scouted was a bit of a mistake by Nice, but it's already a rough situation to find yourself in where your clutch tech is scouted. You're like, what do I do, man? I'm really relying on these mutas getting me some momentum. And just everything was countered by Nice.
Starting off with this Adept sort of playing footsies with that 3rd hatchery, just jumping from left to right, left to right. This was a pretty sweet maneuver there from Rex. Unfortunately,
completely accidental. All he did was put a hatchery down, but it was awesome.
But he got the slowdown.
Yeah, that is true.
That was huge. Like, that was absolutely massive. Losing the 3rd base and these mutas. I mean, an all right idea on paper, but you're up against triple Stargate, man. I feel like you try and use your Spire, you're trying to push something not so great uphill. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I would not have minded, since he was already making so many queens, just like mass queen Ravager Bane. Because even though queens don't seem that good versus Void Rays, if he doesn't realize it's coming, he's probably only going to have 6 or 8 Void Rays. And he might even have some Phoenix built, which aren't really useful in that fight, right? Because you don't invest in the mutas. And then you do a big Ravager Bane queen. It's actually a really cool push I saw Solar doing sometimes on this map, where, hey, your Ravager Bane just so good against the ground units you can overwhelm, and the Biles really help your queens versus Void Rays, because Void Rays need to sit still to fight. So every time you just keep throwing corrosive bile, spraying it across the battlefield, the Void Rays need to keep disengaging, need to keep moving, while the queens are just landing attacks, massing transfuses, and winning the fight that way. But the moment I see Corruptors join a queen push, I've never seen it work. I guess that's why I don't believe it. You know, for me, it's a ghost story. They're like, no, you got to watch out for that scary Corruptor queen push. And I go, I don't know. I think you're being superstitious if you're worried about that.
Yeah, that's. I'm with you, man. I actually feel similar about a lot of those queen pushes, those queen marches early game when Zergs realize it's a Stargate build and they just want to cut it off at the knees. Because I've seen so many Protosses these days just go, yeah, I have one disruptor, and then that one disruptor just stops everything because the queens are off creep and they have no chance on dodging disruption novas, you know, and the void rays are not letting you get anywhere near that disruptor either. So it's quite hilarious. It's kind of a frustrating time at the moment. I'm feeling it for some of these Zergs. I see that game like that, and I feel it for Rex deep in my bones. I'm like, oh, that must have been frustrating. Well, hopefully he can shake it off and get a win here. His life is on the line for this winner's bracket game in the bottom left. From Team GP, he is Rex.
And his opponent, the favorite, already starting off with a dominating beginning to this series. Can he close it out with a 3-0 in the top right? It's nice. So yeah, it's kind of funny, that whole disruptor thing, because Protoss players don't want to play disruptors, but there are a few guys who are just happy to rush that disruptor tech out by default, or they know their opponents are one-trick ponies and do it over and over again. Solar has been actually taking out so many amazing Protoss players with it because they just do not want to build disruptors blind, and because he's so good at still playing the macro game, where he's like, oh, if you start playing disruptors, I'll always just like be a little greedy and then get like a big round of mutas and then like follow up with giant roach attacks and all that sort of stuff. So I really like the way Solar uses the Queen Walk Ravager pushes, because he mixes it in with great macro play, great muta swaps, and the build order always looks the same up until those queens leave the base. It's so hard to scout. Like I've watched him play so many times because he's the world's most prominent player at killing Protoss players with a brick of Ravager Queen. Like that is his skill set, is just Queen Ravager to the head and knocks him right out. But he's been good at keeping them guessing, and that really is the trick, is keeping the Protoss player kind of confused or afraid and really worrying about different options. So I hope that Rex can find a way to scare Nice in some way, because at the moment there is zero intimidation coming out of the Zerg side.
Quite true. I feel like you take a step back and you look at the series as on a macro whole as well. As the big picture looks like he's not really showing a whole lot of pressure here either. Like, it's just been pretty convincing so far from Nice. Warpgate immediately starting to be researched, but then he cancels it and starts a Stargate. So not sure what the plan there was from Nice. Maybe he changed his mind.
That was interesting. I'm always kind of like, not really quite sure exactly. I mean, there's a short rush distance on this map, so definitely things like just getting the adept pressure over here to start could be a nice way to get a bit of momentum. Forcing the third base, I feel like force the third, follow up with double adept is just such a solid way to go. But yeah, Nice is going to shade that across. Good to see, good to see. I do like this opening. And just keeping Rex uncomfortable. Rex has really skimped on the Zerglings so far. I mean, great positioning on his queens, but not punished just yet. 2 adepts, though. No Zerglings building. Overlord is popping. Oh, still no Zerglings building. Oh, Rex is going Mega Greed. He might be in trouble, Maynard.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a queen, obviously, so he has some defenses, but those things take a long time to kill adepts. She manages to block one of those adepts off. Yeah.
Okay, the drones are helping there a little bit. And he does try to stack those drones away from the adepts. So, hey, could have been a lot worse there for Rex. A little bit of mining time. Maybe lost 1 drone, I think. But not enough to even get the pop-up on the side of the screen. So, yeah, 1 drone, a couple Zerglings. And this other adept goes down as well. Hey,
that's really good for Rex. There we go.
Yeah, he can pressure the wall, deny the third for a little bit longer. The Oracle may have to turn around if he wants to secure a super quick third. Great start for Rex.
Yep, very nice. I was very, very worried for him, and he's getting away with his greedier opening. Oracle coming in for a little bit of damage, maybe a little bit of a look-see. I can attempt a stasis ward harassment here.
Ooh.
Two drones, not too bad.
Not too bad. Yeah, it really is not that much mining. What can I say? The AI controlling us 2 robot fake Australian casters just malfunctioned. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
Well, I mean, we
don't do that again.
We're not real people because Australia isn't real. It's the round Earth fallacy.
we are simply from the upside down side of the flat coin that is the world that we live in, and
yeah, we're on the dark side of the underside of the planet coin. That's right.
Yes, the Demogorgon says hello, guys. So
that's right.
But now though, quick third base at the front for Nice. Now that's, well, I say quick, sorry, a third base at the front, a delayed third because he lost those Zerglings early. Roachron's on the way, and a lair now for Rex. I think Rex should take a quick fourth base, honestly. If he can secure a quick fourth, that'd be great. Personally, though, up against another 2 Stargate Void Ray, I would like to see him take it in the bottom right of the map. I think that's much easier to defend, and yet nobody does it ever because they like their fourth base being sniped by Void Rays. You know, that is something I've ranted about it. I've ranted about it a lot.
Pig, it just isn't CVP if you don't lose your fourth to Voids, all right? How can it be a real one if you haven't lost your fourth to Voids? It doesn't make sense. You're talking crazy talk right now. You need to settle down. Speaking of which, triple Stargate Void Ray. Wow. Everyone's favorite build order in this matchup.
All right, Rex better pull out. No way you're going to get that. That's healthy. Way too healthy. Yeah, so 3 Stargate, 13 more drones on the way. I mean, Rex is droning like a beast. He's got some good creep out. Oracle on the left side is going to come in and just keep revelating that main. Sees that the lair is now done. And mass air again. I mean, honestly, triple star Void Ray. So the funny thing about triple star Void Ray is it can often just beat Queen Walks just by overwhelming them. You just got too many Void Rays, right? But Hydra Queen Nidus especially, absolute hard counter to this. Like, just what are you going to do? The Queens are a great meat shield. Even if you get some Zealots on the ground, Hydra's behind him dealing damage. I mean, it's a slow army, but it's effective against 3 Stargate Void Ray. Incredibly effective.
Yeah, I'm actually loving Rex's decisions in this game so far. I mean, maybe a little bit of overcommitment here and there with the Lings, but that one wasn't too bad. Just poked through, catched a couple of pros, or caught a couple of pros being transferred over to the third base of Nice. And there's that
Queen
hatchery.
Hydra. Yeah, he's going to take it. I mean, the Void Rays are kind of shutting around the bottom right, so it's almost like a forced situation. So I'm like, oh, fair enough. Okay. You know? I'm like, okie doke. I guess so. I guess this is how it goes. But Zerglings are going to fall on back there. Nidus Worm does go down. Oh, this is such a great build from Rex. So Nice is going to go a Robo Bay now. He's got some cannon battery on the front. If the Nidus gets up inside the base and he unloads the whole army, I think Rex just wins the game. If he attacks the front, oh, I don't know. Not so sure. I think there is a small chance Nice can... I mean, it's Nice. That's the one reason why I think he could hold. Because it's Nice and he's so damn good. It's going to be a really hard ask. He's not even going to see it. They're going to pop out right next to the natural.
I'm kind of liking this for Rex. A lot of the anti-Hydra countermeasures, a lot of the anti-ground unit countermeasures aren't really here for Nice. They're the Void Rays, and the Hydras trade so well against them. Oh, baby, here we go. Nidus Worm out near the natural of the Protoss. Rex coming in hard.
Nice eyes just went wide for a moment. He was completely shocked by that audio alert, hearing the Nidus Worm scream. Oh, the Hydras are out front. A bit of a mistake there from Rex. He's trying to transfuse them, but they are just too fragile. So losing a lot of his Hydras early, a bit of a mistake. Does have the range upgrade already, but he's got to be careful not to expose those Hydras. Battery overcharge does go down. He's got to keep building up that count. He's waiting for the creep right now. Got to keep those Queens up front. So those Hydras, notice how they trail out front. He's got to keep pulling those ones back and let the Queens do the tanking.
Yeah, you're quite right. The Queens are the meat shields here. The Hydras are the backline defense. Oh, Nova comes forward. Now, the Nova actually kills a couple Hydras there. The Lynx gunning into the natural, where the shield battery was supporting for a second. A Nidus in the main base. Rex is getting the call inside the house. Biles coming in the front line as well, but being dodged by Nice. Action on the front door and from inside.
Yeah, as long as a few units get in that main mineral line, that's going to start doing major economic damage. And I mean, these Void Rays are already getting touched up as it is. Another Disruptor Shot gets 2 Queens and a Hydra, but they instantly get transfused back to full life. The Queens don't even care. The Zealots trying to come out. Another battery overcharge comes down. The Zealots coming in, Maynard. Has Nice actually done this? He may be able to break this.
Oh, the Hydra's trying to pick a different angle and hitting the main, but the main fight here is in between the natural and the third. This is the part for Rex that needed to go well, and it did not get the job done.
Oh my god, he might actually be able to defend. This is actually wild, dude.
Oh, Templar Archive, Stargate also exposed here.
It's very close, but one good Disruptor Shot. Yeah, he has to kind of evacuate. He's trying to hide behind the Nidus because he's afraid of the Disruptors.
The Hydra's sticking in the main base. They're all going to go down here.
Yeah, I think he should have evac there and gone for another angle.
Yeah.
He's still on pure Hydra production. He's done some damage to Nice, and he's 4 base versus 3. There's transition opportunities. I would love to see an infestation pit go down and try to get some Vipers, but he's just going to try to keep doing it with this right now. Oh, if he can try to get another Nidus up in the back. He's got an Overseer in the back of the main. Nidus going up in the back of the main base. He's got to get out of there, though. Watch out for the Disruptors, mate. Get out of there.
Oh, every single unit escaped there, just barely. Oh, getting a contamination on one of the Stargates. I mean, that's something. Just trying to buy himself a little bit of time for this Nidus one to unload and put some damage in, but seems like Nice is on top of it too quickly here.
Yeah, a little worried to pop out in there. Fair enough. Oh, he's going to go Baneling, so he's going to play Hydra Bane. I feel like Vipers are such a counter to everything that Nice has. If you could sneak those out, it would be a game winner. Now, he's going for more of the Ling Bane, just swarm over the ground units, deals with the Zealots and the Disruptors at the same time. But look at that, a Fleet Beacon. Nice is like, I'm just going to play Sky Toss. I'm just going to start building carriers. I wouldn't be surprised to see air weapons go up. And he's just going to play Turtle, Disruptor, Sky Toss and try to go for just big late game units. Oh man, Vipers would be even better against that.
Yeah, I mean, this game's going to slow down a little bit by the looks of things. Rex is going to try and do something with this Nidus Worm, I guess, but it seems unlikely to work now that Nice is stabilized. Rex really needs to, I agree with you, like head to Hive, start getting some Vipers up and start yoinking those heftier Protoss units so they can get some trades for energy.
Well, +1 range does start up for Rex, adding those upgrades. Infestation Pit is now on the way. I'd like to see a second Evolution Chamber and a lot more drones for Rex, because this is one of the things I do notice sometimes Rex has got a bit of momentum. I'd like to see him be greedier, but I'm not sure if it's the trauma of facing Hass's all-ins or something else, but he just is sitting on a rather low work account, and that means his next attack, like basic, I feel like he has to go all in with this, because if you're sitting on 67 drones, you can't let the Protoss get a 4th. I mean, already 3 base versus 3 base, it's scary. So I kind of feel like he needs to keep attacking. I think a Nidus in the back, deny the 4th base at the very least. He probably needs even more than that, though.
Oh, okay. Pathogen Glands, the Infestor path instead here for Rex. That's got some legs to it. I think I like Vipers more, though.
Yeah, Disruptors are very good versus Infestors. And, I mean, Fungal's good. Neural can work great, right? Get a Disruptor, go shoot some High Templar down, steal some carriers. It's just hard with those Disruptors out, so it's going to be tough to do. There
is that, single-digit percentage chance that he's trying to non-ironically get Microbial Shroud for his ground army.
Yeah, Disruptors and Storm, though.
Yeah, the send your splash damage here spell. So the Microbial Shroud is.
Yeah. That's literally the guy with the 2 flashing lights in his hands kind of telling the planes where to land, It's,
yeah.
Come on, guys. Okay.
Yeah,
so
runway's clear. Please send in the Disruptor Nova right here. Thank you. Oh, a denial top left, maybe? Link's getting a bit of DPS on
upgrade, man. No melee upgrade. Rip. Oh, no. Yeah, and still no second Evo. He's massing Infestors as well. Wow, this is bizarre. So I think Rex is, once again, he's making a mid-game army. And if Nice overextends into this, sure, that's okay. But Nice doesn't do that. Nice is so patient. So Rex now decides to drone, but it's been 3, 4, 5 minutes, whatever it was, since his Nidus got defended. Let's say 3 minutes. If he went straight to 90 workers, I'd be like, cool, you've got money, you can play late game maybe. But in this scenario, I don't think so. I think there's too much cannon battery. Nice has so much breathing room. He's got carriers +2, Disruptors, Storm has finished. To me, it feels like Rex is good in the early game at defending. He's quite good in the mid game as well, but it feels to me like he's just not being as good at kind of forcing the offense. He's a little too passive in these games, and I understand why. You're playing a guy who is so good defensively that, trying to attack into his static defenses seems like a lost endeavor. But the problem is, if you're not pressuring a Protoss player, you're letting them just work on their perfect army composition, they're almost always going to make a better army than you. Like, you need to have an abundance of money and a massive expertise in late game to play at this stage.
So yeah, small force here of Zealots and an Archon on the right side. The Archon actually getting surrounded and killed, outranged the shield battery. So, I mean, that's good damage. Top left, this hatchery getting gunned down by that Void Rays. Actually, he's going to get out of there before the hatchery goes down. All right, that was weird.
Yeah, I mean, the whole army was fungled, right? Didn't want to risk losing them. Could have waited a few seconds, but he was just playing it very safe. Mama's on the way as well.
Oh, here she comes.
Oh, damn. Big Mama's House 3 here for Nice. This is gonna be great. He's just got such a good army. Ultras are very good at killing ground units, but I think he's got a few Archons in there, which are very meaty, good for protecting the High Templar. And yeah, the Disruptors, if they can defend from the Infestors, I think that's probably the biggest thing. Like, to me, more and more this comes down to if Neurals can land in a big way, if the Ultras can clear out the High Templar and the Disruptors, Rex can do it. Those are two things which I, as someone who plays a lot of Zerg, go, how do you force that to happen again? It's so hard, especially against a god like Nice.
Well, he is maxed out. He's got +2. He's got +2 attack on the ground army, so they're hitting pretty hard. He's got +1 ship weapons and a lot of spells with the Disruptors and also these High Templars. Well, I guess the Disruptor thing isn't a spell; it's an ability. But the spells on the High Templar. We got Neural on the way here for Rex's spellcasters. Both players maxed out and just amassing a bank, and Nice. It's making sure that 9 o'clock is cleaned up.
Rex is doing a lot of things very well right now. So he's really getting all the different tech, the different upgrades. It's just that lack of a worker count. So you see his bank is almost identical to the Protos's. Normally you want to be kind of banking up higher earlier than the Protoss, because then you can sacrifice some drones and go down to a lower worker count. But if you never really get above 66, 68, it's just going to be a much slower process of building that bank up. And you're not going to have as much army supply later on because you still need to keep a lot of workers mining.
I like what Rex is doing here, breaking off a pretty convincing force to the top left to try and attack into that base. Mothership going down the edge of the map, and this is a deliberate shift queue from Nice. He wants to recall to one side of the map and then to the other. Fungal going to actually make the Biles engage a little bit there.
Oh, the Disruptors and High Templar. Were they even being watched? I swear, it was kind of funny watching the Banelings run away rather than taking the opportunity. Oh my lord, the Disruptor shot is huge.
Oh, man. All the splash damage coming in, and Rex just losing tons of supply there. And the hatchery, of course. Nice ain't done. He's encroaching into the bottom right. Oh, he is too. Supply blocked on 174.
Wow, Nice. Not really taking care of his ground army at all here. It's like High Templar Disruptor just walking into Spine Crawlers, walking deep on creep. He's showing zero fear, and I think it's just because he's ready to recall out.
He drops some storms there, but the Banelings actually find the High Templar, as do the Fungals. The High Templar are dead. But I don't know if there's enough Zerg to actually fight back this air army. There's Microbial Shroud. But no Zerg units to defend.
Yeah, a handful of Queens and Hydras ain't going to cut the mustard, Maynard. And, oh, dude, a good Microbial Shroud there. Transfuser's starting to go down, but there's just not that many units underneath it. A good pullback as well here from Nice. And now as you come out of the Microbial Shroud, the interceptor damage is pretty damn savage, as there is one extra air attack upgrade compared to Carapace, soon to be 2. Upgrade advantages in that regard. So Rex really needs to start his next Carapace upgrade, but he's already broke. They both traded a bit, and Rex is down 70 supply. He's got a tap. Yeah.
And he taps out with Nice getting a 3-0. Damn, we got nothing but 3-0s tonight, man. Damn.
Damn. I mean, that's Nice in a nutshell, man. He's the king of the region now for a reason. We saw there the patient, just methodical play and the choking his opponent out little by little. I really thought that was a great choice of build order from Rex. Not sure if he lost a few too many Hydras early, if he needed to get the Nidus up in the main earlier, but just great crisis management from Nice. Barely getting that second shield battery overcharge off in the fight, cleaning it up with those big disruptor shots. Like, that was really good play from Nice.
Yeah, I liked a lot of what Rex did there. You know, I think Hydra is definitely a really good call against Triple Stargate if you're going to fight it toe-to-toe. I liked the Nidus Worm attack as well. I thought that definitely had a lot of percentage chance to work. It was a plus EV play for me. It didn't work out.
Yeah.
But it looked good. You know, the initial phases for that attack looked good. He got the Nidus in the main as well, so there was potential to hop back in the main while attacking the front doorstep, but it looked like he had all of his units on the front doorstep and attacked the main a little bit too late, I think. Yeah, the Infestors, man. I don't know. I just really prefer Vipers against this kind of army rather than the Infestor. I feel like they're just a unit that just has a bit more utility against the Sky Toss. But, you know, Infestor. Yeah, I've seen Infestors work, but don't get me wrong. But yeah, it's like Vipers a lot. I think they're just so good.
Well, you know, commentator Maynard, have you not watched Rogue destroy everybody with the Microbial Shroud? Because it's really good. I still have only seen Rogue pull it off consistently. Like, I keep going like, oh, this is going to become a standard thing, and like Rogue can do it consistently. I don't know if anyone else can. He's so good at it, man, but it's hard to pull off. I'm always very afraid of those storms, those disruptor shots, because they